Hey guys, this is KSP with Tape, and today you join me for episode 7 of KSP Road to Exploration, and today we start by upgrading our VAB. Also, Vicky is in the background because she's here and I needed to record something. But anyway, yes, new vehicle assembly building, like 140 parts we can use now, so we won't be constrained so much and fail at all of our missions. Anyway, today we're starting with ferrying a VIP to orbit, because that's one of the jobs and it pays well. Now this is pretty much what I used last time to save that Kerbal from space. It doesn't need a second Kerbal to pilot it because it is piloted by a computer, which is in turn piloted by me. But yeah, it does have a couple problems we'll get to in a bit, but it's pretty much just the standard launch vehicle at this point, the kind of little one for taking humans to space. Well, Kerbals, humans wouldn't fit in it because it's a much smaller planet, but you know. So yeah, just gonna put ourselves into orbit. Hopefully not be hit by that little bit of scrap down there which is we saved a Kerbal from at some point. Maybe one day I'm gonna grab all of them together and build a little station, the scrap station. Oh, that sounds awesome. I'm definitely doing that. Anyway, I'm gonna deploy the longer range antenna now, so we have a little bit of communication with the ground, but not the satellites because the antenna isn't long enough range, which is a problem. But you can see that antenna up there is just, that's durable in the atmosphere, is why I'm using it. Anyway, for some reason I decided to do a full orbit, just to give the Kerbal a better time in space, so that the ones and zeros are better. I don't know why I did that, but anyway, we still have enough power, and everything's fine, but I need to deorbit, on the side of the planet where I have communications, because obviously I can't use the satellites, I can only deorbit above the KSC, which is somewhat problematic, and here is me basically figuring out how I'm going to control the descent, because I'm going to have no control because there'll be no satellites and no ground station. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to arm the parachute to open really late, at a really high pressure, so it'll deploy quite late, but still deploy enough that it'll stop the Kerbal from slamming into the ground. And then also angle it at kind of 90 degrees to where I'm going to be entering the atmosphere, because I'm going to be entering the atmosphere a quarter of an orbit round, which means I'll rotate about 90 degrees. So yeah, it's going to basically be a passively stable re-entry. It's going to be set up so it's passively in the right place. The parachute will just kind of deploy. But yeah, back into 4 times time accelerate for this. Still have the antenna on there, but it's very short range, which is a problem. But when I eventually implement my lower orbit communications network, it'll be much better, except over the poles. But we'll figure that out somehow. Probably not. Maybe I'll just never put anything over the poles and it'll be great. Or maybe a braid format. Who knows? Anyway, so the descent is going well. It is stable, rocking a little bit. And the Kerbal is either looks really happy or is having a seizure. I can't tell. It's going really fast. So that's good. And then, yeah, just falling towards the ground now. And I'll slow down for the long wait for the parachute to deploy, really hoping that I didn't set it to deploy too late, but as I click on it, it goes, and everything is good, and now we won't die, and now we won't get sued for murdering a Kerbal with space. Maybe I should put penguins, Kerbals in my tourism thing. Anyway, we get that, and we get paid, we get a little bit of science, we get a little bit of money. The tourist gets some XP, which is ridiculous, because I did all the work, I want the XP, I'm the experienced one, so I'm pretty mad at that Kerbal, but whatever. But anyway, last episode we flew past Minmus, and this episode we shall stay there, because we want to stay at Minmus and learn about its minty goodness. So we're going to drop away those boosters. It's, again, a pretty standard rocket. I standardize rockets very quickly. This is my kind of Moon Minmus probe rocket. That's what it's called. Officially, Moon Minmus probe rocket. But yeah, this probe is another kind of one of the standard probes I've been sending right now, but it's slightly upgraded because I have more parts now, so it will be less terrible than the last one-ish, because the last one had lots of problems. But anyway, I'm just going to push myself into orbit and hopefully stay on the right side of the horizon so I don't lose communications with the ground. The communications mod, by the way, is remote tech. I will do a full mod list at some point, but probably it will be a little while because I kind of still want to add extra planetary launch bases, so one day I can leave Kerbin forever and also get a bunch of free vehicles because I'm going to build them. Although really I should be paying my Kerbals to do that, otherwise it's kind of a slave colony on Duna, which seems a little bit, you know, I'm sure we'll have lots of interstellar-based robot jokes about slaves for my robot colony. We watched that last night. It was fantastic. Again, I never don't love that film. Anyway, so I'm just going to plan my maneuver to Mimbus. I've left all of this in because I rarely do, and it might be nice to see how I do this sort of thing. I'm sure most of you already know. I mean, KSP is an old game, and, I'm sure there's lots of old dogs now. But anyway, for some reason I lose communications because, well, not for some reason, because I wasn't in the sight of Hawkeye 1, which is a shame, because I've included a bunch more batteries on this probe, so it wouldn't have the problem of running out of electric charge at night, on the night side of Kerbin, but I just wasn't in the field of view of the satellite. It's also got 4 times the solar panels. It's got them on all sides, so I don't have to constantly point the satellite at the sun. I will have to angle it a bit because they're not the articulating solar panels, but it's mostly good. So I have now set myself up to communicate from Hawkeye 2, so I have better coverage. But I ran out of electric charge that time because I wasn't pointed correctly, so I didn't charge up fully, which I didn't notice here as well. Oh, no, I did notice here. Now I angle the satellite properly. So both of those were my stupidity, not pointing at the right satellite and then just not pointing at the right star to get the power to go to Minmus. But hopefully this time will be better. We've got the right satellite. We've got power. Oh no, we don't have quite enough power because I spent half of that orbit pointing the wrong way. So yeah, we probably won't get to Minmus this time either. But basically this is my strategy right now. Just keep planning it and then keep failing, and eventually it'll go right and I'll be able to get there, which is good. I should probably wait till Minmus is in the right position, which would make way more sense, but apparently that's not something I do. Apparently I just kind of keep brute forcing it, basically. But yeah, I should leave more times between launches because I don't need to launch every second. I probably will implement some sort of rules on myself where I can only launch at a certain, like maybe once a week or once every few days. I'm just going to have a sip of pink lemonade. Vicky just trying not to lose her shit on air. Because, pink lemonade's the best. It is the best drink in the world. Anyway, so I've set myself up this maneuver. It's all going well. Got the electric charge, and then Hawkeye 2 dies. Not sure why Hawkeye 2 is being a really faulty little satellite, so I have no communications. So that sucks. So we kind of fuck up again, but I'm going to come around again and see if I can get communications again. I think it was because the satellite was in the dark, so we couldn't communicate with it because it didn't have any power. So that's kind of annoying. But anyway, everything looks good this time. Hopefully that will work well. I'm doing my plane change way off the descending node just because it's more efficient and I don't have to be that accurate. I just need to get into orbit of Minmus. But anyway, we are finally doing our burn. I thought I'd leave all that in just to show you how just how straining this mission was. I mean, it actually wasn't that bad. It's just, a little bit of orbiting and waiting until I don't mess up. But yeah, there we are. Got our maneuver all locked in. I'm going to rotate the spacecraft so it has power when we emerge from Kerbin, and just tweak this maneuver so I'm a little closer to Minmus, so I can get into a better orbit and things. I think I might put it in a polar orbit or something. I don't know. I think I decide that later when I kind of, make sort of rash decisions. That's what you want. Someone who makes rash decisions on your very expensive spacecraft. I should really be part of NASA. I really think that would be a benefit to them. But anyway, let's just drift up to our node and just... Oh no, what am I doing here? Oh yeah, there was some weird communication glitch with one of the Hawkeye probes. Hawkeye 2 is being weird. That thing you just saw there was me trying to adjust it and fix it, but it's just kind of being a massive vagina, so... we're just going to use the ground station and Hawkeye 1. At this point it doesn't really matter because we're almost always in sight of something, because we're so far from Kerbin now. But yeah, now we're heading onto the right course, and I'm going to just leave it so it's roughly pointing at the sun. And yeah, you can see we pretty much have constant communications. I think even sometimes from Hawkeye 2, that annoying little satellite, which I'm probably going to go up and just punch it in its stupid face. Yeah, I also think I have a mission to get some science data from around Minmus again, so I'll probably do that. I think I brought a temperature thermometer, so, I'll just... fly down near Minmus and send that back. So I'm probably going to get low down around Minmus. Then maybe put myself in a higher orbit later when I, oh yeah, here I decided to put it in a polar orbit just so in this mission I remain in kind of sight of the satellites and of the sun. so that I don't run out of power or lose communications at any point. This probably won't be particularly useful, because at some point Minmus is going to rotate such that, well, move around in its orbit such that I will lose communications and Sun probably at the same time, which will be terrible. But anyway, yeah, near enough to the ground now, just going to transmit a little bit of science, got a world first, got a mission, all good. I don't think I had an Orbit Minmus mission, which is weird. I haven't been getting a lot of those missions. I haven't been told to land on the moon yet, but I guess I will just anyway if I can get some missions that will pay for it. But yeah, I overburned there. I was trying to put myself in a higher up circular orbit. But yeah, they were just refixing it there, and then I'll probably just put this in the right orientation and leave it. I'm just going to have another sip of lemonade. Anyway, now Jebediah has been itching to go to the moon. Val has been bragging and telling him about how grey it is and how cratery it is, I want to say. So Jeb's hopped into the spacecraft, the slightly upgraded one. This is Callisto 2. I realised last time I've actually spelt this wrong. It's actually got 2 L's in it. Also, I think I got Callisto mixed up with a different moon. I was under the impression Callisto was the one that was like spraying out water, but maybe that's Europa? I don't think that's it either. Maybe I've just totally dreamed up this moon. But yeah, maybe I'll just go to Jupiter and be like, hey, I came up with a really cool idea for a moon. You want to buy it? And he'll be like, I'm a planet. And I'm like, okay. So anyway, let's just get into orbit. Yeah, this was, what did I say, Callisto 2. That last probe was Thunder 5, by the way. My Thunder program is my probe program for going to moons and things. And Callisto is my manned program for going to, well, manned and womaned program for going to moons. Yeah, so pretty much the same as last time, just with a ring of solar panels instead of like a belt, just instead of one side. So this can pretty much provide me power whichever way I'm pointing, which is nice. And a big science package, so we can get science from low down near the moon, because we got most of the science from high above the moon last time, but now we want it from low down near the moon, because it's a very profitable science place. And our mission is, I think, temperature scans or EVA reports, some kind of report from the moon, and they're all in a line, so I don't have to do lots of crazy plane changes this time. I can just fly right through them. They are at a bit of an angle, so I will have to do some kind of sort of crazy maneuver to get myself in the right position. You can see maybe very briefly there that they're kind of near the poles of the moon, so I can also get science data from above the poles. So we're really going to get a good amount of science this time and really just start unlocking parts, because I want to be heading out deeper into our solar system, exploring the worlds of places, exploring the worlds that are in our reach, in our solar system. I have a mission already to go to Duna. I think I actually have another mission coming up at the end of this episode that I'll accept to go to Duna as well, just like a fly past. Not entirely sure how I'll do that. Maybe just like a dead on arrival one again, just because then I won't have to put up a better comms network. Or maybe we'll still have communication with the ground station occasionally, so it will probably be fine. Anyway, while I'm dropping down onto the moon, I noticed this probe is on a collision trajectory to the moon, which I'll take a look at later. But I thought that was very cool, and I do go and watch that. Now I'm just going to do a quick plane change again, so I can fly through all the missions at the same time, so that we can get as much science as quickly as possible. Jeb won't be doing so many orbits as Val, so I'm sure Val will be reigning that over him, but I'm sure he'll get over it. Anyway, we're now on to the third stage of this rocket. I guess it's pretty much the service module of the spacecraft itself, and it has just a ridiculous amount of delta V. It's like perfect for these kind of missions where you want to do a lot of maneuvers. Anyway, so this is Thunder 2, the kind of dead on arrival mission that flew past the moon, and it's re-encountered, and it's going to slam into the moon, which is really cool. I really wanted to see this. I was kind of hoping it would land somehow, maybe a piece would survive, but not a piece to be seen, which is a bit of a shame. But that's really cool that it re-encountered and we got to see it again. So we have put something on the moon, which is now just nothing, but it was something, and we hit the moon. Lots of the early moon missions were impactor missions, actually, just kind of hit the moon, sort of thing, which obviously was not the goal of that mission, but we have done it now. No world first for that, which I was annoyed about. But anyway, yeah, luckily all of these missions are for above a certain altitude, so I can come in really high, which is good. And just yeah, just grab the reports, which is good. They're going pretty well. I think it's just crew reports, so I don't even have to get out. Don't even have to find the temperature scanner. It's all good. So yeah, just get ourselves into orbit so that we can leave at the right time, and just take a look at the moon. And we've done all our missions, which is good. I'm just gonna grab a bunch of science data. EVA. Well, I can't get an EVA report there because I've already gotten one from the Midlands. But I'm gonna get one while drifting over the poles, which should be nice. After I have some more lemonade. Okay. I have a weirdly dry mouth right now. But anyway, what am I doing? I guess, yeah, I think that was pretty much my only goal for this. Position a satellite in equatorial orbit of the moon. Oh, I have that as well. I should put a satellite in orbit of the moon, a communications satellite. This might pay for my lunar, no, I guess Mooner communications satellite, which would be a satellite network, which would be good. Because it's quite expensive to put networks of satellites everywhere. Maybe I'll send lots of small ones on a big rocket, and that'll probably be a reasonable cost. Although I don't really have big rockets right now. But anyway, yeah, I should develop some big rockets. I do want to send a probe outside of Kerbal to orbit the sun in a bit, so I can get some science data. Maybe that'll be next episode. And then, yeah, as I said, there's some Duna missions which could be cool. I guess. Yeah, I've got a fly pass and some temperature scans. Might be awesome. Not sure if I want to do a fly pass first or just go right into orbit, or a tactical fly pass so I can get the temperature scans. I might do that. I really like doing fly passes. I don't know why. It's because they happen in real life, and I like, real life stuff. I'm just grabbing a tiny bit more science. I'm just going to empty out all of these science containers. Apparently I already have while I wasn't watching. I hope I have. I hope I emptied them out. That would be really bad if I didn't, because I really need that science data. Also, I planned a trajectory back to the moon, and it gives me about 40 minutes of life support when I get back. So, just in time. Also, the capsule almost burned up there. You saw it kind of glow if you looked carefully through this 4 times time accelerate speeding. But yeah, pretty cutting it fine. I should really put some food containers and some oxygen and stuff on here when I next go. Just to be sure. I think I will for moon landings. Probably from now on, it's just standard protocol, because I don't want to risk our Kerbal's lives. They're very expensive. And just, got a crew report from above the desert. That's all good. Throw out the parachute and land in the desert. I think I've already got some data from the desert, but in previous missions though. So, yeah, I won't bother getting EVA reports or anything. But anyway, yeah, we got some goods. We got a little money back. Lots of XP for Jebediah Kerman, and a good amount of science. We've got 165 science points now. I'll just recover these bits of debris, and then look at what do I want to unlock. I guess just one of these things. I'm not entirely sure yet. I think landing legs would be good, because I want to be landing on the moon soon, and I only have those flimsy little terrible landing legs. So, yeah, I'm probably just going to go for, the bigger landing legs so I can do some moon landings. I doubt I'll need docking for the moon or anything, and heavy rocketry doesn't seem super important right now. And there's also got wheels, bigger parachutes, bigger heat shields, an escape system for the bigger cockpit. But yeah, it's all pretty good. Just going to research the landing legs and maybe the bigger parachute for boosters, because it would be good to be reusing my boosters, really. And let's see what missions we have. We've got some cool ones. Fly by Duna. I really want Fly by Duna. I think that would be rather cool, as I was mentioning. And there's just a few other ones I might take on. I can take on 7 at a time. So yeah, that's all good. Anyway, this is the end of the episode. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you'll come back for the future episodes where we will be exploring our solar system. This has been KSP with Tape. I will see you next time.